This is Tony Dungy. You're listening to V-Dub on the 41 Jobs podcast. And of course, it's on Spreaker.com, not Streaker.com, like last week caused a lot of trouble for him. But hopefully this week will be better. Enjoy. You are listening to the 41 Jobs podcast. All right, this week's show is going to be a good one. I took about 2 weeks off, and I wanted to make sure I did one this week. Next week, I'm going to do a live March Madness, kind of like my Super Bowl pregame show, but I'm going to do a live call-in show with all my buddies, friends, calling in and give me their Final Four, surprises, who should have been in, who shouldn't have been in, all that good stuff. So I've been following my IU Hoosiers the last 2 or 3 months, and really glad it ended up where IU wins the Big Ten title and probably going to get a really good seed in the NCAA tournament. Probably not a 1 seed. They probably don't deserve that, but maybe a 2, maybe a 3 seed. That'd be awesome. So I've really enjoyed watching them play this last couple months. First couple months, I don't know, kind of shady. But I always DVR every IU game. Then I watch it later. No commercials. It takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to watch a whole game. I fast forward everything that's boring. Free throws, commercials, everything. It's awesome. So that's another greatest invention besides streaming television is the DVR, which I absolutely love when watching sports. So it's awesome. So I'm looking forward to the NCAA tournament. I always like doing a bracket. The first weekend, it's always awesome, and then you start losing half your teams, and then you kind of lose interest, but still watch the games. But I think the first weekend's the best. The Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games, first couple rounds are the best, I think. So it's the most exciting. I absolutely love it. So, and the Final Four is great, too, and most of the games are always awesome. So that's what I wait for in college basketball. I watch all the IU games, and then I watch most of the tournament. So that's about as much of a college football or college basketball fan that I am, IU and the tournament. So I'm really excited about this. We're going to do a live show, and I got about 3 hours of live broadcasting I can do. So we might not do 3 hours, but we might do an hour or two. Maybe the day after the brackets come out. Might be kind of hard for people to get a hold of brackets by Sunday night, so we're probably going to do it Monday night, so I'm really excited about that. This week's show is going to be, I'm going to do an interview with a good buddy of mine that I've coached his son in cross-country and track for about, probably 4 or 5 years ago. I had the pleasure of coaching his son, and my buddy Chris is a cop, and he's also the acting coroner right now. So I'm gonna ask him really interesting questions about, police profession and what it's like to be a coroner and all that good stuff. So I'm hoping we get some neat insight on what it's like to be a cop/coroner. And also he's a good friend of mine, and we've coached together. So it's be pretty easy-going conversation because I'm really, really good friends with Chris, so it should be a lot of fun. But before we get to Chris's call, I kind of wanted to let you guys know, I got my car detailed the other day, and normally I do it myself. I usually don't. Man, I'm too cheap. I ask my wife and people who know me, I'm so cheap. So I really would always detail and wash and wax my cars myself, but, But when I do it, I think it looks good, but really I don't clean it like I should. Like get all the gunk out of the creases, the nooks and crannies in your interior of your vehicle. And I don't scrub the floorboards either. I don't think about that stuff. I don't think about all the intricate details that, people who detail cars take care of. Before, I would never pay to detail a car, but I got 2 nephews that have been detailing cars this winter, and they're really good at it. And they said, hey, we'll detail your car whenever it's, good for you. And I said, oh, what the heck, why not? They're my nephews. I want to help them out. So they said $75, not including, a tip, gratuity, what have you. And I was like, nah, that's probably okay. Give them $100, we'll see how it goes. And then, I called them, BJ and Cody, and said, hey, you guys can detail our Toyota RAV4. And we picked a time on the weekend for them to take it. And they spent 5 hours on my vehicle. They scrubbed the stains off the carpets. They can't guarantee all of them to be scrubbed out, but compared to what it was, it's ridiculously, it's just so different from what it was before. They scrubbed the stains out of the carpets. They steam cleaned the engine. They cleaned stuff out that I didn't even think was even in there. So, and when I saw it, when they brought it to us, I was like, wow. That vehicle looks so good. It almost looks like when we got it off the lot. I was so pleased. And, it's $75, and it was awesome. So I'm telling you what, they're both big golfers, so they're going to be getting busy about summertime. But, for the next 2 or 3 months, they're going to be hitting it hot and heavy on the weekends doing the detailing. So I'd give them a call. It's 765-667-1483, 765-667-1483, and ask for BJ, and Cody helps him. That's his younger brother, and they'll do a great job. I mean, they may keep it for 4 or 5 hours. I mean, I think they spent 4.5, 5 hours on ours, and I'm like thinking, man, that doesn't sound good deal, but they really enjoy it. I mean, they're young kids, they need money, and they do a heck of a job, and they have all the equipment to do a nice job because they have the facilities and all the equipment to do it right. And they even have a special chemical they use to get out stains that most people can't get out, and they just give up on in a car interior. So give them a try, 765-667-1483. That's Cody and BJ White, and they do car detailing. Give them a shot. And before we get back to the subject of the podcast, and before we get a hold of Chris, and I wanted to tell you that one thing that's really cool about IU basketball, going back to basketball and the IU Hoosiers, is that their last game as seniors at home, the seniors will come up and they'll talk and they'll thank everybody in front of the whole crowd, and it's really cool. I mean, I'm a diehard, so I love every time anybody speaks on the team. So back when Bob Knight was the coach, it was awesome. He'd speak, and he would, always make people laugh. He was awesome. I'm sure half of you out here listening probably go, I hated the guy, but I love the guy. More reasons than one. But the senior speeches are so cool, and I'm recording the senior speeches right now. So when I'm done with this podcast, I'm for sure going to listen to the senior speeches. So right now it's March 6th, but you may hear it March 20th or even next year. But right now it's March 6th, 2016, and that's the day it is after IU beat Maryland and became the number 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament and win the Big Ten outright. They actually won it outright against Iowa a few days ago. But getting ready to call Chris and do a little interview. We also, like I said, we coached together for 5 years, and 4 more closely together, and 3 where we actually coached his son side by side most of the time. It was really enjoyable. So we'll probably talk a little bit about our relationship as coaches, and then we'll get into his jobs that he currently holds as a police officer and coroner. So can't wait.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Chris? What's up? How you been, man?
Good, doing good.
Hey, did you happen to watch IU play?
Yes, I watched.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Bit.
I was real pumped that they're playing that good. This part,
it's a good time of year to be doing that.
Heck yeah, man! I hated missing Brennan's 2-mile yesterday, man. I was like, gosh, I was about 5-10 minutes off from watching him do that, but that's a pretty good time that he got.
He did pretty good, and he looked strong through the race. But what was really impressive was this mile split in the distance medley relay. That dude went out. His first 400 was a 66.
My goodness.
Because in the relay, it was the field was spread out, and he felt like he had to catch up. And I thought, oh my gosh, he's going to die.
Yeah.
And he slowed down a little, but man, he busted a 33 or 35. No, it was a 33 was his last 200 at the end of his mile.
Yeah. So how long is that indoor track? Because, is it the same as, college? Like NCAA Division I colleges too? What?
Yeah.
Because it's like a 300, or is it like a 350?
No, it's a 2. It's
more like a 200. Okay.
Yeah. It's 2 laps for a 400, yeah.
Okay. That was pretty neat. I wish I could have stayed all day, because is there one coming up this weekend or in a couple weekends?
Yeah. There's one Saturday. Right now, I watched, it's called Direct Athletes, I think is the website.
Uh-huh.
And they got Missino on the small school division.
Uh-huh.
He's in the top, I can't remember, I think he's 11th in the small school division and like 30-something overall with his 10:07. That guy from, oh gosh, where's he from? Fort Wayne. He busted out like a 9:19.
Wow.
Indoors. He ran there Friday night. I don't know. I can't remember his name. But he won the semi-state up there.
Yeah.
Cross-country.
Wow, that is not bad for a freshman. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, he did. Brendan did. He's 10:07. He was happy with it. He said he was going to run low 10s, and then he came back in that line. I said, "Down, in my split, it's going to be under 5." And I said, "Okay."
That's awesome.
And he, and then the 800, he doesn't want to. Man, Arbogast, he doesn't want to run the 4x8.
Yeah.
Or the 4x8. He doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell Arbogast, if he doesn't, and I don't blame him, because I don't want to waste him if we don't have 4 strong 800 runners.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to divide guys up if you don't have enough people.
Yeah.
Because is there an individual 800 too? So you got to. That's a lot of events, and you really got to have a lot of numbers to do that. So I'm hoping eventually they get a lot of numbers, and they can hopefully more people come out in spring, so they can fill those spots, because that's how you win track, is filling spots. That's my.
I know. I think Heisman should be out tomorrow. So
that's awesome. I'm going to be sure when I'm out there for middle school track to encourage him as much as I can, because I want all the kids to stay.
Right.
I really want them to stay. So, but it's exciting coming up, man. The spring season and then the end of indoor. That's really exciting. And then you said Purdue indoor states like the end of the month.
26th.
Yeah. My nephew's playing in the regional at Lapel Saturday, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, is watching him in basketball. I forgot about that, but hopefully I can go state at Purdue, and it'd be nice to be able to go and watch that. I'd like to really go. Yeah. I'm really get excited about it.
So but Purdue's got a good basketball team, man.
Oh yeah, they do. But I tell you what, Missino, the next few years they're going to be coming up. I think they got a lot of talent, and they'll give everybody, a good game, I'm telling you. Now, I know you and I really enjoyed coaching together, and I hope we can still do that in the future. I'm hoping I get an opportunity to coach with you some more. But, man, I tell you what, that's one thing about, I teach and I enjoy it, and it's great relationships. But when it comes out to, come outside and after school, and you have a different kind of relationship with a kid where they're not forced to be there, they're not forced to sit in class, but they're there and they want your guidance, and you want to lead them to be men and young women to try to compete in a sport and compete in life. I never thought that. I was always scared about coaching, but I just never thought that I would end up enjoying it so much. And the relationships you get with kids, it could be the worst kid on the team going from horrible to just at the end of the year just making you shed tears, and you hugging the kid. And my gosh, and the look on their face. like they just won the lottery. I mean, it's just simple little things like that in life where you think all the bad things that happen in life, and then you see that and you're like, man, that's what I'm here for.